Hey everybody, I was up at Woodford shooting gang, changing out the bridge deck up there, but I'll post that in a short video about how that worked out. But anyway, I thought I was headed home and I thought, you know what, I'll get this GoPro out that Jennifer bought for me for my birthday and shoot a little drive from the intersection behind me there of Highway 58 and Caliente Bealeville Road. Go down to Caliente, then go from Caliente on Caliente Bodfish Road over to Bena Road and down Bena Road to Bena. See how it works out. So come on, let's go. See what it looks like. All right, here we go. Got the Eyewitness News truck in front of me there. Wonder if there's something going on up here or if he's just out wasting gas. The Sandcut maintainer, Andrew Serta, just went by me a while ago while I was sitting there. This is the Bealeville crossing. This is where the station of Bealeville used to be, right there to the right there. Tunnels 3 and 5 are up. There's Andrew, he's down there at the control point. McCarthy Ranch. Coming up this hill, back when I was a gang foreman in Palmdale, we had what we call the old orange pumpkins, and I believe the one we had was I don't know, they were all the same. We had Fords Internationals and GMCs, and they were all the same. They were all just as gutless, and we were pulling a trencher on a trailer up out of here one time after finishing some work down here, and I could literally, and I'm not being funny, I could have got out and walked up this hill faster than that truck was going. I didn't know if we were even going to make it up, neither did the driver. We were wondering how we were going to back all the way back down this hill if that truck wouldn't get up, but eventually made it up the hill. Back on the gang, we really didn't care about windshield time. The more time we were driving, the less time we had to get out and work our butts off. Well, the last time the guys had to get out and work their butts off. When I was a foreman, I didn't have to work. And this is where the tracks cross over Bealeville Caliente Road right here. This is Caliente. I'll put a link in the description below of the piece I did on the history of Caliente, and I will put the playlist up of trains at control points. And I have a couple of other cool videos I might link in here too. This is where I shot the concrete tie gang loading up and leaving. I'll link that in the description below. This bridge right here is completely washed out in the 1983 flood. I was not working at that time for the railroad. I was working, but I was laid off the railroad. I was actually running backhoes in the oil field when that happened, and they called me and wanted to know if I wanted to come back to work on a temporary job, stringing all that pole line back up over all these hills and digging all these ditches. And I declined to come back because I was running an enclosed cab backhoe back in the oil fields, and it was really easy. This is Caliente Bodfish Road, the upper part of it, or the lower part of it, I guess, actually, the western part of it. If you go through Caliente, this road will take you all the way to Bodfish, Lake Isabella. Seen me shoot trains and videos from up on tunnel number 1. That's how you get to tunnel number 1. You go up that road right there to the left. But anyway, yeah, it was only a temporary job, so it wouldn't have affected my seniority, so I didn't do it. And right about the time they got all that cleaned up and running again, the railroad called me back permanently. So I did not have to get involved in all that work in nasty weather. See the tracks up there, the cuts go through. This is between tunnel 1 and tunnel 2. Looks like we got some rail fans up at tunnel 2. Well, I stopped and shot the breeze with this gentleman. He's an old oil field hand. He didn't know my dad, which surprised me, but he's a Bakersfield guy. Never pass up an opportunity to push my channel to somebody, get another subscriber. It's funny, you talk to some older people and they don't understand how YouTube works. That guy, he said he's been watching YouTube for many, many years. And if he's been watching it for many, many years, been watching it longer than I have. But get back out here on Caliente Bodfish Road. Make sure no one's coming that way so I don't kill anybody. You can go through that gate right there, and that goes back up to the west end of Bealeville, north end, however you want to look at it. Steady that to the windshield. It is not. Gate right there, I don't think that road's passable anymore, but you used to be able to take that and it would take you down in between Caliente and Illman. I haven't been on that road in 30 years, so I'm sure it's no good anymore. You used to have to carry a Tajon wrench card that they gave us that we had to renew every 2 years. And that's all Tajon Ranch, and they didn't want just anybody on their land. So they quit doing that a long time ago, but it was once the way things were, even though I never encountered anyone from the Tajon Ranch that wanted to see my ID card. Permission card, I guess you would call it. This is a really cool road on the Harley. Jennifer and I came down here. She shot some handheld stuff on this road a few months ago. Came down up here to the Paiute mines. I had to do some extra shooting. That day, it was one of the last cold days of the year. It was cold and it was windy. But any Harley ride's a good ride. That's why they make coats and leather chaps. Friends from back east and stuff to say when they envision California, they envision clutter everywhere, buildings and cities, and actually the majority of California is just like this. It's mostly open land. This is the intersection of Cali Bodfish Road and Beena Road. Beena Road was originally Highway 466, which became Highway 58. But this was the way you used to have to go from Bakersfield to Tehachapi, or in the direction we're going, from Tehachapi to Bakersfield. But as I was saying, most of California is pretty much uninhabited. I should say uninhabited, but this is all out in the country here, but have a lot of agricultural areas. But around here, it's a lot of ranches and not really farmland so much up here, but a lot of ranches and just open land, a lot of BLM land, and very sparsely populated. Whoa, chunk of the road come up there. Hate to hit that on a motorcycle. Oh, what we got up there? Wile E. Coyote? Yep. See him crawling up the side of the hill there, blends right in. Hey, Wile E. A lot of coyotes up here. Pretty much harmless to humans, but they can wreak havoc on cattle, especially when the calves are out there. Do a lot of damage. My stepdad ran cattle up in Tehachapi, and he'd go shoot the coyotes because they'd kill his calves. I've driven around up here in Tehachapi with a pretty dense population of coyotes. I'm surprised I've never run over one, but I never have. See a lot of them on the road that have been hit. first road that was ever, see that gate right there? That one used to go down over between Caliente too, but we don't use that anymore because they don't repair it after the winters. Caliente Creek floods anymore. Flood, but gets water in it. But right along the mountain there, right along the hill, you see there's a dirt road over there. That was the original. It was a stage road and a freight road up from Bakersfield to Caliente. It was called the Baker Grade. Pretty much followed where this road is until you got right back there. They didn't have the equipment to do cuts and things back then, so they started following the contours of the hills back there a little ways. I don't recall when. I don't recall when that went out of use and they started following this more or less. Was actually up there a little bit to our left. You see it there, remnants of it. I always just thought that was plain old fire break, but as I learned in later years, it wasn't. It was actually originally a road. There's a spot right there where I shot the concrete tie gang train going by. Get down here out of Caliente, or past Illman, I should say, from Caliente to Illman, I think the speed limit is 40 miles an hour. Once you get down here, it goes up to 50 for freights, or for manifests, and 60 for unit trains. See all these tire marks here. The street racers come out here and have races, race each other down this little quarter of a mile here. Another section up Sandcut Hill where they do pretty much the same thing. I don't know, they switch off places so the cops don't come out every weekend and get them. That to the right down the tracks, that is the Bina hot box dragger and high wide detector. I'll put a link in the description below of the video I did on wayside detectors, and put up the playlist of how things work in the signal department, how the signal system works. There's another crossing of Caliente Creek right there, and that is the control point of Bina. I'll put up I'll link the playlist in here of trains and control points. Used to be a big fertilizer plant here. They used gypsum that they quarried out from the hills around here, and they made fertilizer. It was a big, huge plant. I wish I'd have had a YouTube channel when it was still here, so I could have done some exploring for you guys. I did some exploring in it. I have some still shots of it. Really cool place. Bina corrals there where that water tank is. You can turn right and go across there, and that's a big cattle ranch. This bridge that's coming up here washed away in the '83 flood, and where those intermediate signals are, just there was a signal bridge, an old cast iron signal bridge went across both tracks closer to the bridge. And it washed those footings away, and that signal bridge fell over. The late Jim Loving, who was a maintainer out here, actually had that on video. He videotaped them doing the whole, videotaped it washing out and falling over. Should have asked him for a copy. He passed away back in the 90s. So. That is Sandcut Hill. See the tracks up there to the right above us. These things called Sandcut because it's cut through a hill of sand. This is really soft sand here. here, we'll pull over up here at the Sandcut Crossover, which is also in the transit control points that I did. That'll be in that playlist I linked. You saw the peel out marks. This place where they race. And there's really nothing interesting between here and Bakersfield. It's all straight. And you can see Bakersfield off in the distance there. We're about, I don't know, 10 miles from Bakersfield right here. All right. All right, well, a little trip down from Highway 58 above Bealeville down here to Sandcut. I hope you enjoyed it. Always enjoy making the drive and shoot stuff for you guys. Keep throwing your ideas at me. I'll see what I can do. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.